Oh, I think she's going to record us.
Sorry to interrupt there. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no, we're right on time. Okay.
Wonderful. So thank you. With that, it looks like we are right on time. And if I would also like to add, if any of you have questions for either me, for Karina, for Dr. Dawn, for Rika, any of us, you can put the questions in the chat feature, and then we have plenty of time at the end to address all of the questions. The majority of this this little workshop is not just going to be that lecture. We'll do some of the lecture first, and then after we'll do lots of interactive Q&A. So it's so good to see so many of you out there. So I'm going to.
Oh, we lost her?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to do a little song and dance until she comes
Yeah,
on.
go for it. Go for it, Dr. Dawn.
So
I can do Indian dancing on your song.
No, I'm sure she's, okay. We'll give her a minute to come back.
Yeah, Tanya is a pro by this time. She knows it.
Rika, do you want to? Oh, there she is. Okay, she's there. It says,
Oh, there she is. She's muted. Tanya, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
So that's great. That's wonderful that we had that happen right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That can happen in the new world of working remotely, and that's okay. So let me go ahead and try that again. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you. Can everyone hear me all right?
Yes.
Yes.
So can everyone see my screen all right?
yes.
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 We'll go ahead then and get started. So the topic of today's workshop is how to market yourself using social media. And when we designed the workshop, we do a lot of workshops together with the Child Development Department, and we really wanted to focus on those of you who are going into childcare, whether that is getting a home license or working outside of the home. We wanted to make sure that you knew the basics of marketing yourself with social media. In today's day and age, we really need to know how to use the tools that are out there for us, or we get left behind. And the guest speaker that I have with me today, I love her story. I love having her input on this topic. So first of all, a little bit about me. I am the director of the Entrepreneurship Center at Miramar College. We have a new rec innovation lab that we just started this semester, right in time for the social distancing and COVID-19, but we're doing it virtual and it's working really well. I've been teaching entrepreneurship at San Diego State University for about 10 years now, and at Miramar College for going on 2 years. And the speaker that I have today with me, she's one of my students, one of my former students at SDSU. She's also a former community college student. Karina is also a business owner, and she runs Soleil Academy. And I love the stories that Karina tells about marketing her business and operating within this realm, because so many people that I talk to, they just don't feel comfortable with online marketing, or with making a website, or with any kind of content marketing for their business. And you need to get comfortable. I'll tell you right now, you must get comfortable with the tools and technology, or you will be left behind. And Karina was one of those people that at first she wasn't very comfortable with the technology. She'll tell you herself she did not want to market her own business. She would rather pay somebody to make a website for her and pay somebody to do the social media marketing, but it gets expensive, and that's not what we want to be doing. She very quickly adapted and learned and is growing. In addition to working and having that business that she has, Soleil Academy in-home daycare, she also is an SDSU student. She's just going to be graduating this semester from SDSU and going into the graduate program. She's also in the Rec Innovation Lab, and she's working now on a tech startup, on a technology startup that's integrative medicine, and it's amazing the growth that I've seen in this entrepreneur. And you'll meet her soon. She'll be on here to talk with us here shortly. So we're going to be talking today about how you can use digital marketing and advertising, how you develop that strategy, how you go about establishing the presence online. A lot of us think that we need to do some fancy SEO. Do you know that term SEO? Have anybody heard that term and could tell me maybe what it means?
SEO.
Search engine optimization.
I hear it from lots. Yes, search engine optimization. A lot of us think that we need to pay an outside source to do search engine optimization for us. We do not. Most of the channels, the platforms that you will be using to market your business have that in there, right there. It's integrated into the system. We don't have to reinvent the wheel as entrepreneurs. We do what's in our field known as digital bricolage. Those of you who are artists know the term maybe bricolage, pulling things together from other places and using what's out there. So we'll talk about how to do that, how to create compelling content, when to post, on which sites, and how to get others to really market your business, to post for you, to augment your content by saying things about you and filling up Google with your name and your business. So many of you might be thinking that you know what, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to mute the microphone. So if you could, actually maybe you could mute your microphones, those of you who are unmuted right now. Be best if, there, that's better, that's better. Okay, so a lot of you might be thinking, if you're a student studying in the child development classes here at Miramar College or one of the other colleges, you might be thinking, well, I'm not a business major, right? I'm not an entrepreneur. I went into this because I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be a finance major or a business major. Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you're going into child development or childcare, you are an entrepreneur, right? You need to think entrepreneurially. You need to act entrepreneurially. Whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, you're in business. It's business, and you need to get that concept, face that reality. And then if you do, you can very easily take advantage of some of the tools that we have in business to help you to be more successful. I never want to hear somebody saying, oh, I don't have enough clients, especially in childcare. You should always have more than enough. And social media is a good way to do that. Now, those of you who are not child development students or thinking about starting a childcare business, don't worry. There's lots of great information that we're going to be covering here shortly for you as well. And any of these recommendations that we have can easily be translated across industries. Okay. So I wanted to kind of just really quickly touch on some of the different tools that we use for social media, for advertising and marketing our businesses with social media. I do want to say that the very first and most important step is you need a website. Every business must have a website, regardless of what the business is, what the business does. And I tell this to the entrepreneurs in our program all the time. Build your own website. Don't be afraid. You don't need to know coding. You don't have to be a developer to build your own website. But it is very important that you understand the basics of how to communicate online. Your clients are the parents of the young children, and they are most likely going to be in that generation that uses these social media sites all the time, right? And the most common, you know, we used to say the big five, and I say used to because things change so quickly in online, in the online world. But when I say used to, I meant last year. But the big five last year were LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And that's changing, of course. Now there's TikTok. Have any of you ever heard of TikTok? Any of you use TikTok? Feel free to chime in if you do.
Yes, we did.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yes,
So,
my niece do.
yeah. So those of you who don't know it, I've talked to a lot of childcare providers who they learned about TikTok because the parents showed them TikTok. And they have, it's one of these social media sites where short videos are recorded and then can be shared. And parents like to share videos of their children. Big surprise, right? And so this is one of the tools that they use. Nextdoor is another social media site that we use quite a bit. It's increasing in popularity for childcare providers because it allows you to market just to a very narrow geographic location. So for example, if you live in La Mesa on Mount Helix, your next door community is in La Mesa on Mount Helix. And that's been very, very effective tool for a lot of people. Yelp is one of those sites that your business will eventually be on Yelp, whether you want it to or not. And I personally, as a business owner, have a love-hate relationship with Yelp. It can drive a lot of traffic to your door, but it can also, it's a double-edged sword. You get a Yelp posts from the public, and one bad post can do bad things to your business. There are tools, there are ways to address this, and if that happens to you, I would highly encourage you to don't hide from it, but actually address it and deal with it. So these are the main social media networks. Any others that you use that I'm missing in here? Anybody? Any others that any of you use that I'm missing? Chat.
I think Hannah put Vine 2.0.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. I haven't used that one. I've seen a lot of people are using, it's not really a social media platform, but that Urban Sitter, and you can put your comments in the chat feature. So if you see the little thought bubble at the bottom of your page, there's a chat, and you can type in there if you've used any others. It was a joke. Oh, what is Vine 2.0? I don't even know what that is. Is that a dating app or something? I don't know what this is. Oh, TikTok is Vine 2.0. Okay, interesting. So yeah, I've seen Urban Sitters. I've seen, there's a couple other, Fatherly, they have a couple other apps and platforms that people use. But so of these 8 that I have listed here, let me actually send this as a poll. I'm gonna send a polling question. Oops, I forgot to share the results of our bottom half polling. We're wearing pajamas, okay, yeah. So let me go and share the next poll with you, which is the most popular social media site amongst child care providers of the top 8 that I've put there. What do you think they're using the most? So I don't think you guys can see, or you guys, I'm such a San Diegan. I don't think you all can see the results. So I'll just let you know that we do have people coming in, a lot of people with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Yelp, LinkedIn is at 0, which is funny because in entrepreneurship, it's so huge. Twitter's at 0. We'll give it just a couple of seconds more while people continue to post. We have about 40 responses now. About 75% of you have voted. So I'm going to go ahead and share the results with you. So about 55% of you said that Facebook was the #1 most popular social media site amongst providers. Well, according to a 2019 study, old news, right? 2019, way pre social distancing, pre-COVID. But that poll did say that you're right. Facebook was number one. It came in number one, and a very short second to that was actually Instagram. So it looks like you guys got hit the nail on the head. Yelp is up there. A lot of providers are not are reticent to use Yelp. Yelp has a very hard sales tactic. They hard sell providers to try to get you to pay to use their services. So that might be why it's not as widely used. So yeah, but the point with social media is it doesn't really matter to which site is most important to you, right? What matters is which site is most important to your clients, right? To your customers. Where they are is, oh my goodness, I'm so slow here. Where they are is where you should be, okay? Where they are is where you should be. So if you find that that parents in your area tend to, like I said, start doing things like sharing TikTok photos, and you notice that, or they ask you about it, that means it's time for you to get comfortable with it. Now, since we don't have a lot of time to do everything that we want to do, I will just, I have some documents that I'll share with you. I'll put the link to them in the chat feature, and it's, I'll share with you our social media marketing strategy and plan for the Regional Entrepreneurship Center. And in there, it has the sites that we have, that we're using currently, some of the posts that we've made. And then also it gives you detailed instructions on how to sign up for each one of these. I would highly encourage you, you know that Facebook is going to be big. You know that Instagram is going to be big. At very least, you should have those two. At very, very least, you should have those two. Okay? And you can get those set up right away, and you'll want those to be set up not under your personal name, but the name of your business, unless you go, the name of your business is your personal name. Okay. All right. It's so important that you have as broad and diverse a social network as possible, because so I love this picture, but we'll come back to that in just a second. But because it is not, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And you are, you shouldn't be paying people for SEO, because it doesn't work. The way that you get customers as a small business, the way that you get clients is word of mouth. And the way that word of mouth works today in our day and age is through social media, right? The water cooler is social media. The people meeting in the grocery store is rare. Where they meet now is on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on all of these different sites. And the way that you'll get found, the way that you'll generate business is the customers will, your initial customers will tell other people about you, and they'll start to follow you. And if you have interesting, relevant, compelling content that you continue to post, people will want to follow you. The parents will want to follow you. They'll share your posts because they'll want to brag about what's going on with their children, and your business will boom in a matter of weeks. I said the first thing that you should have is a website, and I forgot to tell you how to build that website. Do that when you're doing that yourself. There are a few different channels that you can use and services. They're free. You should be able to build a website, including the domain name and all of the everything that goes into it, the hosting, for under $100. So this is not, we're not talking big money here. We're talking about doing it on the cheap, bootstrapping. Everything is either cheap or free. And we have information through the rec. If you want to learn how to build a website, we can help you do that. One of the people who's here today, Jake, actually does a little workshop on that. Okay, so that's enough about me talking. I'll leave it open for questions at the end. Now let's pass it over to Karina, so you can, so she can tell you about her experiences. And this is actually one of her posts right here that she put the picture. And I'd like, maybe before we have her get started, I'd like you to see, all of you can see this picture here with the cutie with the paint all over her face. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to imagine that this was your post on one of the social media channels, and I'd like you to write a title for that post, something that's compelling that would capture and reach your audience. What would you say to get people interested when they saw that? And then write that title into the chat. So go down to the bottom of your screen. You can see there's a little, I'm clicking on that and I'm losing our post. Click on the chat. Can all of you see the chat? I don't know if you can see. It says chat, it has a little thought bubble. Click on that chat and then put there. I see some of you start doing that. And put
I'm on my phone. I don't see it.
Oh, on your phone, it might be a little more difficult. Can anybody help whoever, I don't know who said that, but anybody?
On the phone, there's an option that says more. I think if you click on it, you're going to see chat in there.
Thank you, Rohan. Did you guys hear that? Rohan said that if you're on the phone, there's an option that says more, and then you'll see chat in there. So go ahead and click on that chat and give us a title that you would put. Living my best life, free playtime, play and learn, sensory sensation. I love it. Yes. Keep them coming. Play is the best part of learning. Yes, Fatima, yes. Cool, it was great. Dreaming with the colors, Rohan. What fun I had today, Joan said. Yay, I'm painting from Gabe. Play has no boundaries. Yes, these are great, wonderful, wonderful. Absolutely, process art exploration, let them explore. These are wonderful taglines. And you can see how it doesn't even, you don't even have to be in your target market to want to click on that, right? To want to see a little bit more about that. And you want to, this is it, create and motivate. Thanks, Kima. Yes, coloring outside the lines. Yeah, let them explore. I love it. Good, you guys, you've got this. Messy Monday. I love it. Don't bother me, I'm having fun and I'm learning. Yes, I like to paint in green. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and pass it over to Karina, who can take it away. And don't forget, Karina, you might be muted.
Oh, okay. Can you?
There you are.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
It's a little soft, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Let me get a little closer. All right. Well, I absolutely love those titles, and just so you know, I'm probably going to use half of those because they're fantastic. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. Like what Professor is talking about is creating your compelling content, right? Is you want to be able to help yourself reach your audience, your target market. Just ask yourself, like, what is it that the parents want to hear? What do they want to learn? What do they want to read, right? So let's say, for example, one of the parents is looking for something to do in their community. You could write something like, let them, I'm using somebody's title here, let them explore. Come join us, come join us at Lakeshore on Friday, May 17th, and come finger paint with the kids. And that way you could go ahead and open your channels, not only on the internet base, but also network with the parents.
Karina?
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you. It's a little difficult for people to hear you, and I'm having a hard time myself. Can you speak much louder? Yeah, you just yell at us. We don't mind.
Can you hear me now? Is that okay?
You guys hear her now? It's still a little quiet for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh, that's
guys.
a little better. There. Can everybody hear her now? Let us a little better.
I'm gonna be really personal right here, right?
We don't mind.
Okay?
Come on in. Come on in. Yell at us.
So you didn't hear half of what I just said?
It was very hard to hear you. It was very hard to hear you. So maybe, yeah, go again. We want to hear what you have to say. So just, you can raise your own volume, just so you know. And to do that, you would go to let's see, audio settings, which is next to the little mute button. And, I don't think it's, and then turn the output volume all the way up. You see that? And those of you who are also listening can do that as well. If you'd like, you can go to the settings by the microphone and click on the little downward facing chevron and click on audio settings and turn it on up. Yeah. So I appreciate everybody's patience with us as we work through some of our issues. But this is life. This is how we make it happen.
I know. Thank goodness this wasn't a Broadway show, right? All right, can you
Right.
guys hear me? Yeah?
That's good. Yep.
Can you hear me, Professor?
I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm going to be right here. All right, so this is exactly what we're talking about. Everybody's that put all these awesome topics. That's what you want to do is when you create your compelling content, you want to make sure that you help yourself reach your audience, right? And reach your target market. And you want to make sure that you want to post things that parents want to hear, listen, and read, right? So like this picture, for instance, you could have a parent that doesn't like their child to be messy, that doesn't like them to, get their hands dirty. But you could also do an educational post and let them know what they're learning. They're learning so much. They're mixing colors. They're mixing colors. They're doing sorry.
About that.
They're mixing colors, they're learning how to grasp, they're doing all these sorts of stuff. And one thing that you can do is it's a really, really a good way to network with parents and get to know your community is the community events. Like you could have them, in one of the posts, you could post something like, hey, come join us at Lakeshore on Friday, May 2nd. From 9 to 12, we're going to be doing sponge play and camp, and that way it gives you an opportunity to meet them, meet their children, and just engage with them, and it basically promotes you, right? And what you want to make sure to do is you want to make sure to give them a little bit of everything when you're posting in your content. So you want to make sure that you give them the resources, that you put the resources that you're using. A lot of the good resources that I have used are a lot of my professors from San Diego State and from community college. A lot of things that I learned that I think that parents should learn, should know about their children. I post those. So you could ask and just make sure that it's engaging.
All right.
Our next one. Also, when to post, right? So the rule of thumb when you post is usually 1 to 3 times a week, but you also don't want to post just to post, just for the heck of it. What you want to make sure you do is you want to post things that are going to be engaging and interesting, and you want to make sure that it's a reflection of you, right? That when you write things that the parents are going to know who you are. So when they call you and they want to do a tour at your house, you already gave them everything. They don't have to answer. You don't have to answer, well, do you take field trips? Well, of course, they already know that. Why? Because you already shared that in your social network. You made sure that you post pictures, that you take them to SeaWorld, you take them to the park, you take them to story time in the library. So you're basically marketing yourself in these channels, but you're also giving them a good text to go on. And you want to make sure that you that when you share things with parents, that you make sure it's something that's appealing to them. But also on the channels that you choose and where to post is very important, because like right now, like the professor just mentioned TikTok, right? I'm still not on TikTok, but one of the parents just posted a TikTok and she shared it with me on her. She shared it with me on a text message. So now guess where I'm going to be? I'm going to be on TikTok, because chances are whatever social network that you're using to connect and to be social, especially right now in the times we're in, that's where your parents are going to be. And the channels that I use are definitely Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn actually promotes my professional network, but also the YMCA, the excellent source, because all they actually market for you, and if they really like you, then you're going to keep on popping up on their page, which is really great. So that leads us to you want to next?
Sorry, that was just an error on my part. Would you like me to switch to the next slide?
Yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Great.
So leveraging your existing platforms. So I'm going to tell you a quick story, because I had no idea how to use technology, to be honest. My laptop and my computer broke, my Apple broke. I took it to the Apple store, and one of the things that they asked me is, did you back it up? And I'm like, wait, what? Back up what exactly? What do you mean by that? I had no idea what the heck he was talking about, right? And then he said, yeah, did you back it up to the cloud? And kid you not, I looked to the ceiling and I'm like, what cloud is he talking about? But that was my very naive thinking, right? I don't know a lot about technology, and I don't know that much still, but I'm still learning, and I'm still learning. But one of the best things that there is out there is that all these platforms are made. Some of them are made with everything that you need to promote your business, promote your daycare, and reach out to your target audience, right? So, say for example, you want to make sure that you want to target, you want to do advertising. Some of these social networks has that already integrated into their actual into their sites. So they do so much for you. You don't even have to do basically anything. Like the professor said, one of the biggest things that I did when I first started, I was so excited to open because I love children, I love what I do, and I really wanted to own my own business because there's nothing so satisfying than to open and run your own curriculum, and it's fantastic, right? So one of the things was is that I spend a lot of money on paying somebody else to do my website that I had no control over. And I spent about almost $2,000 on a website that I don't even use anymore. So here it is. So then I found somebody, that same guy that was at Max, introduced me to the continuation school at the community college, and they said, hey, here, learn how to do your own networking. Here, go take these courses. They're absolutely free, and learn how to market yourself. So with these are really great because they advertise your business. They actually attract new clients. They attract new clients for you. It connects you with your community, which is really great because you want your business to be heard within your community, and it also steers web traffic, which is really great because you want some new parents to look at your business, see what you're all about. That way they could start referring and coming to you. Next slide. Okay, and then so the one that I use a lot is Google My Business. And really, guys, this is the most easiest thing ever, and it's free. So what I did is what I learned, the little that I learned was I created my website, which is right here, the one with little Audrey and her little face there. So I created this website, and it connects absolutely everything. It gives the parents about 7 ways to contact me. You could text message me, you could email me, you could call me, you could drive around my house if you like, you could stop at my door, whatever it is, but it reaches out to your target market, to my parents that are interested in my business, and it's very easy. I don't even have to do much myself.
And Karina, just so I just want to add one little thing, just in case people don't realize this. When Karina says that it's free right now. It's free right now because of the COVID-19. They're offering this service for free. Normally, it's still not very expensive. I think I was paying $13 a month before for it. But for what it does for you, you will do so much and learn so much about your clients and where they are and what they do and how to reach them. So much more than you would ever learn by paying somebody $1,000 a month to do your marketing. Anyways, take it away, Karina. I'm sorry. I just had to.
No.
I love that it's free right now.
Yeah, and it is. So what the nice thing is on the first one with the marketing and the marketing analytics, what it does is, say you want to go ahead and promote yourself to a larger market, and you want to create more ads. You just click on the button and you pay, I think it's $10 in order for them to do that for you, and they do all that for you. Everything's all integrated into this into my Google My Business. It also, it's very easy to sync into your information and your email address and your website address onto other platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram. it's so easy just by clicking. And one of the greatest things that I just found out was that it does offer a chance to send one of the parents like a text message if you want them to do a quick review on your page. It's super easy. Like in 1 second it sends, and then it pops up there, and it creates a lot more traffic to your website. And then what Google does is that if you are a 5-star, they basically show you before anybody else, which is really important, especially when you're starting off and you're trying to get some new families into your business. So Google My Business is one of the great platforms to use. So how this is one of my parents on TikTok. So this is what I mean. Now I have to be on TikTok. So well, one of the best things that you could do for
Karina,
in order for people to start being engaging and to augment your content
Karina,
is
just so you know,
by
you're
doing
freezing a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, it froze a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's some
Okay.
issues with the mic. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so maybe just give it a pause for just
Is
a
that
second.
better right now?
That's better.
Okay.
So can you say that again, what you were saying?
Okay, so what I was saying is how do you get your parents and how do you get their family members and their friends in order to augment your content by posting to your sites is usually through hashtags. You could share your visuals with them. A lot of them what they're sharing right now that I just found out is a lot of TikTok. This is one of my parents that's doing Can't Touch This because of COVID-19. And just to make it fun and interacting, I told them to post something fun. And this got a lot of hits. Like a lot of people shared that. She shared it with her families. They came to my site. So it's a lot by posting a lot of tips and videos and making it interesting. And even if you ask questions, that's a lot of interaction in order for you to get a lot of positive feedback and a lot of people actually sharing your site. So to close this off too, because what we're going through with COVID-19, I just wanted to share a little bit of what's going on with community care licensing. A lot of things have changed, and this is one of the things that you definitely want to post, because what's happening now and what we're hearing in a lot of these conferences, because we do have conferences with community college, with the governor, with the mayor, everybody here in California is trying to work together, is a lot of the parents are very scared to bring them into your child care center. And what happens is that they don't want to bring them, and they don't want to pay, and they don't want to pay. So what you want to do is you want to always.
It looks like we might be having some issues there with the mic again, Karina. So I think I personally can't hear her. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tanya.
Okay. So
Yes.
The ratios.
Karina, we can't hear you. I just muted you for a second. We can't hear you. For some reason, I think maybe the connection is a little bit bad. So I do want to just, but I really think this is important. And I know there are going to be questions about this. There have been a lot of changes to the laws, as Karina was saying. And I'll just cover this quickly for you, Karina.
Yeah.
The ratios have changed for the amount of children that you can, any one provider can, can actually provide for. There's no longer the restrictions as to the age of the children. And so we can have more children who are under the age of 2. And there are restrictions with things like face masks. Not only are you not required to wear a face mask around children or required to put face masks on children. You're not allowed to put face masks on any children under the age of 2 years old. So there are lots of changes. It's so important that not only you are aware of them and you stay on top of them, but also share these with the parents. Share them in the target market so that they, with your target market, so that they know what's going on. And what Karina was talking about over here was these weekly meetings. These are amazing. They're weekly Zoom meetings where you can join in and you can talk to the governor, right? They have, I don't know, remember everybody she was telling me that was there, but there are so many representatives and people from government who can help, and they can answer your questions, and they essentially do Zoom meetings every Tuesday. Is that correct, Karina? Do I have
Yeah, every Tuesday at 1.
Every Tuesday at 1. And just so you know, I will be sharing with you this slide or these slides, the recording of this video, and then also I'll be sharing with you some of our other materials so that you can access the, like I said before, the instructions on how to set up your accounts, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, all of these accounts. And then also I'll be sharing with you a little bit more about our contact information. So Jennifer wanted to add something. I see somebody added something in the chat. That meeting is run by the County of San Diego every Tuesday. Oh, okay. So I don't know exactly what she's saying there, but I think that there's more than one meeting that's going on. And I know that there are also questions that people had, and I want to address those since we don't have a whole lot of time left. And Karina might be best to answer some of these. So some people had some questions about things like how much time do you actually spend on social media? That's important to know, right? How long are you spending doing this on your business, Karina?
I would say about maybe 5 hours a week, maybe, about doing that. Because what I also do is I also text the parents and I email them throughout the day to show how their kids are doing, what activities we're doing too. So just to keep it a little bit more personal, I do that plus this. So yeah, it is a little bit time consuming, but it's not too hard. A lot of them do sync within each other, like Instagram.
And you're cutting out again.
To Instagram, and then
just so you know, you're cutting out again, Karina. So I don't know if she can hear me. So I would.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting out again. So I just was going to say though, it will vary from person to person, but even spending just 5 hours per week, right? 5 hours per week. Boy, the return on that investment is huge. I know from talking to Karina that she doesn't have trouble, finding clients. She has more trouble choosing which clients to actually serve. So these are the kind of things that people value, your audience cares about, and this will make them feel like they've made the right decision in who they've chosen. So about posting, what kinds of things you actually post on your Facebook page or on your Instagram or Twitter. Post real content. Things like the photos that we saw. Now, if you're posting to YouTube, there are restrictions on what you can post because they're children, right? And videos are one of the things that you don't want to post anyone under the age of 18. But you can post pictures, you can post community events, anything you want to add there, Karina, besides that? Things that would interest them. Don't be salesy. Please don't be salesy. Nobody wants to hear some cheesy sales pitch. Karina, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, you could, there's many things you could share. You could share the new books, like books if you like, educational books that your professors recommend are great. I was just telling Professor Hertz that I received I think they sent me about 10 copies of oh my gosh, I forgot the title, but it's a
Breaking
new
the whole
brainchild. The Whole Brainchild. Thank you. Yeah, The Whole Brainchild, which is excellent. That I thought was fantastic, and I posted about that. The publisher went ahead and contacted me and gave me 10 free books for my parents, and they loved it. So you want to make sure you do things that are educational but fun, and just show your personality.
Yeah, show your personality. What a great thing to add. I do want to say that people want to see who you are. If you're a funny person, post funny things. If you're more serious, that's okay. Be serious. People want to see your true, real personality come through. We're in this day and age, I think, starved for just real human beings and people acting like themselves and not posting. It's so obvious when there's just clickbait and sales campaigns. We want to hear real things from real people. So the kind of posts, we have a question here about what kind of posts you should start off with as an introduction. Let people know that you're starting a business and that you're looking for clients and that these are the kind of things that are important to you. And this is what your business is, who you're serving and what you're going to be doing. And, just be real. Let them know what's going on. Always include a photo. Make sure that the photo is compelling. People are much more likely to react to visual content than text. You're 11 times more likely to get a click if there's a photo on there. Anytime you have a child in any photo, you do need to make sure that the parents sign a waiver. And I have a waiver, and maybe I can put that in the things that I am giving to you. Oh, somebody else said, somebody else just said, Sarah, thank you. Make sure you have parental consent. So anytime you post anything online, it is public. So you do need the parents' signatures. I have a waiver that I can share with you, or you can find one online as well. And then Rika asked a question about if you're marketing yourself as an individual and not as a business, will that change what sites you should post on? Should you maybe do LinkedIn instead of Facebook? Now, they all have different uses. LinkedIn is a tool that we use quite a bit in entrepreneurship. That's the way that we communicate with one another. This is our networking site. But it matters. It matters where your customers are, not so much the site. And I would say, even if you're posting as an individual person, if you're running the business under your name, you make sure that you post it as if it's a business. Treat it like a business from here on out. So Karina, can you post the link to the licensing meetings? So yes, that will get actually, when I share this, I can do that. Actually, maybe I can do this right now. Do you have that link? Oh, here it is. Maybe I can post that now. Do I have any other questions from the audience? What's the best way to start building a website? Oh, that's a great question. So if you would like to build a website, WordPress is good, Wix is good. Those are easy. They are very intuitive. I would recommend that you can either, if you want to try to just do it yourself and walk through it, it probably will only take you maybe a couple hours to get a shell of a website. Don't worry about doing it perfect. In entrepreneurship, we always, say that perfection is the enemy of progress. So do it. Just do it. We have workshops every week on. Jake,
Can I jump in here?
Oh, is it Brennan or wait, who's talking?
Yeah, I still have my workshop on Wednesday. It's Jake. Sorry.
Hey, Jake. Yeah.
I'm still having my workshops on Wednesday. It's been pretty slow. So if you want to come in on there, we can set you up a website in less than 40 minutes.
Thank you, Jake. Okay, so I'm going to share that with everyone. What's that? Can some introduce yourselves with questions? I have a hard time hearing.
Oh no, it's Karina. I was just gonna say that user resources. Miramar College has, not only the best entrepreneurship professor here, which is Ms. Tanya Hertz there, but she also has there's such a community of entrepreneurship there, and it's free and it's for you, so use it. That's how I learned. Actually, I took his website. his seminars on Zoom, and they're fantastic. It's fast and easy, and he shows you how to create it. So might as well use it. So I think it's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yes, Jake, we really appreciate it. This is what the kind of things that we do. We don't charge anything. Everything is free. This is, this is what we do. These classes, you don't pay anything for them. If you want to, in fact, take advantage of some of the other resources in the Entrepreneurship Center, I shared with you our Slack channel. Excuse me. I shared with you our Slack channel so you can kind of follow along with what we're doing, but you can take advantage of the things that we do. Entrepreneurship, our center, our rec center is right there in the same building once we get back into the building with child development, but we're together. We're there for you. So our resources are available to you. You can do things like print t-shirts on our print press, or use the Cricut machine, or print business cards, or any of these for free. So Wednesday, yep, there's a Wednesday at 1 p.m. is Jake's meeting. Yeah, and I can't wait till we're back on campus, I tell you what. More questions? Does anybody else have any other questions for myself? Oh, I wanted to ask this. Those of you who are right now using social media to market your business, I don't care what kind of business it is, whatever it is, can you tell us what's most effective, which site you use the most, and which is most effective for you? Any of you running a business right now? You can put it in the chat, or you can just talk by unmusing your
ear. I think for me, I've noticed that if you have an interactive ad for like videos, that has been the best way. Just because static posts, people will just like scroll through, or like how many story posts can you really have, or even if it's just content they're scrolling through. Mm-hmm. But if you have any kind of like interactive video content feed, and these days you can do it for free. There's a lot of different ways that you can build it in different platforms. And the other best way we've been converting is through influencers, like in terms of friends, micro influencers, especially because we can't afford to have big time influencers yet. And that's not where our brand is right now. And so micro influencers are people that are like, have a few thousand maybe followers, but their conversion rate of people that like want to be like them and buy their product is a lot higher. And they usually will do it for free if you just give them some free product.
I love it. Yes, absolutely. And, you know, there's also, when you're talking about some of these more dynamic posts, it's also, it might behoove you, it might be a good idea to start blogging, right? Video blogging is better. I think most bloggers now do video blogging, but that's another way to kind of establish yourself as an expert in the field, and to get content that you can post. And yeah. Oh, Adrian, did you want to tell them what your business was? What kind of business you have?
Sure. We are a social enterprise and wild lifestyle inspired brand. Right now, we're selling private label merchandise from a bunch of different brands to fundraise for our custom product launch. We anticipate that being later this year. We're also going to release an art collection pretty soon. So we're going to have art on our platform on top of lifestyle brand merchandise. And we're going to start bringing interactivity into apparel in terms of having QR coded and video content interactivity with our apparel and into our flyers and video ads. And so that's something that we're really working on right now. And we're designing the product right now with some mentors and contacting suppliers. And we've started fundraising, as I mentioned. At this point, we've fundraised a little over $500. So it's been really cool to see that response in about a week with no advertising yet. And so we're going to start doing marketing automation as soon as like next week.
So thank you for sharing that. So just so you know, this is one of the teams in our Rec Innovation Lab at Miramar College. We have whatever kind of business you run, whatever kind of company you have, we can give you support. But if it is something that you want to make into a high growth business, you can always reach out. I'm trying to share it with you right now, but everything's so darn slow. I can't even log on to that. I'll just put it in the chat there. But I saw somebody else was talking about their food blog, and unfortunately I can't even open the chat right now. My connection is so slow, but I hope I can find that. Whoever said that they did their the food blog. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was me. I have a very teeny little food blog.
I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but who are you? I can't see your name.
Oh, I'm Sarah. Hi.
Okay, hi, Sarah.
Yeah, I have a small little food blog that I do, like budget eating and like healthy, easy recipes that you can make on a budget, because I am a preschool teacher and we are not in this business for the money. So, you know, it can be really challenging to find good, healthy food on a pretty tight budget. So I have a little food Instagram and a little blog where I do recipes that are cheap and easy and pretty healthy. I use mostly organic, like whole food ingredients that I find really cheap. So that's
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. So I think that this is like great to hear different things that people do, and this is so what entrepreneurship is about, and building your business is. Take advantage of your connections, take advantage of the community, share with one another, talk about what you do. We use LinkedIn for that in entrepreneurship, but if you have another way of doing that, I don't know, in child development, maybe there's a different way that you do it, but you know, lean on each other, ask each other for help. If you want to do your own blog, you know, maybe reach out to Sarah, or we have a blogging workshop that you can do at the rec. But I don't know. I think we might be we're out of time. So any quick questions at the end before we wrap it up? I have a question. Oh, Magento website builder. Haven't used it yet. You could ask that directly maybe to Jake. And Jake is, again, he's in that Slack channel. His name is, and I'll put it right here too, Jake Beal. He might be able to answer that question better. So does anybody else?
What kind of business is it?
Yeah, so I don't know. The name is Shub or Shub?
Yes, that was Shub, Tanya.
What kind of business does she have?
Yeah, what kind of business is she trying to do?
me.
Shub.
No, I think she was asking, I think in general, I don't think so she has a business. She was just.
Oh, she's just wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
Or online digital product selling. Oh, then you're going to be definitely, yeah, that's a totally different bird, but I can put you in contact with people who are very good at doing that, and have like drop shipping, have some successful drop shipping businesses, if that's what you're wanting to do. So, all right. I think we are going to call it good there. I don't want to keep people past the time. I know you have classes to get to and things to do. I know you have nowhere to go because we're all stuck at home, but maybe get outside and get a little sunshine, right? A little vitamin D. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you so much. You can reach out to me at any time. I'm available. I'll be hosting more workshops, and I put in the channel there, I did put the link to our website, and there are many more workshops. We do a workshop, at least maybe 2-3 workshops every single week. Go in there, see if there are any workshops that interest you. And we have another one tonight even, right? We have one on Wednesday, which I think is going to be great with Ryan. So I hope I see you all again. And thanks so much for coming. Thank you. Wonderful. All right. Have a great one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So I've stopped the recording now, but I will stick around if anybody has any, oops.